Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Welcome back to our 52 weeks of a change. I'm going to call it a change life series. Do you feel like it's changing your life? I know it's helping me, myself, in conquering things in my home and changing things and also setting up some different routines and just reminding me to do other tasks that just get forgotten. They get forgotten, right? Like writing letters and writing encouragement to people. After the last few weeks, I was like, I need to do that. So I made sure to set aside and do that. And it just sparked joy in someone's day. And the healthy routines and reminding myself to be mindful of them. It's a good thing. And the house, love going through the house. And I have to apologize because last week in my head, I know I set this up when I wrote this all out. I thought in my head, let's space it out enough so that if we're doing the house, like if we're doing the kitchen, I said, it might take somebody longer to go through their cabinets than it does me. So let's make sure the next week it's something different, like going through things that maybe they don't have to go through, and the scrubbing, that kind of thing, the deep cleaning, maybe they won't have to do as much, just to give them time to do it. So last week, as I was doing the bathrooms, I thought, so the first week for bathrooms was cleaning out like I said, under the sink. So I did under the sink storage. I did my cabinet here because this is where we store everything. And then I also did like my medicine cabinets, and I was going through things. And then like last week was cleaning the bathroom, the bigger things that, take time. And I was just thinking, I'm like, I got to make sure to go through the cabinets that I didn't go through, like for the kids, the medicine cabinets and that. And so then I had to stop and I went, no, when I wrote this up, I did it so it wasn't crazy stressful. So I had to revisit my paper. I apologize. And I realized, no, we have 2 more weeks, this week and next week, for the bathroom. So why am I hurrying? Because I went through it after I filmed it. I'm like, I didn't even clean the rugs or change the shower curtain. That needs to be done. And so again, I went to, no, wait a minute. I wasn't supposed to do any of that anyways. So apologies completely. So we are taking it one step at a time to make this easy. And I was like, it wasn't feeling easy last week. I was feeling a little stressed, like I forgot things. It's because I didn't even come to them yet. So we're going through this. We're taking different areas of your home, working on them slowly so that we can get them done. So maybe you've gone through your cabinets and you've done that. Maybe you're deep cleaning the bathroom, getting that done. I know that takes time. Well, today we're going to start on another area. Maybe you've already done it like I did, but without feeling stressed, because some people have more than others in areas. So this week we're going to focus on the medicine cabinets, and I'm going to say your makeup vanity section. Now this is different for everybody. I don't have a makeup vanity section. Mine belongs in my drawers. I have like 2 pieces of makeup, 3 because I have lotion for my face now, but that's it. So I don't really have to go through mine. I don't have that much to declutter, so I'm not going to be able to visually show you anything because I just don't have a big area enough. If I went from my girls' room and went through and did their vanity, yeah, it would take some time because they've got a bunch of stuff. But this is my reminder for them. I'm going to make sure that they go through their own and kind of weed things out. So you're going to go through your makeup vanity area and your medicine cabinet, whatever that looks like in your home. Now, I know that women's makeup areas can be full of a lot of stuff. I don't deal with this myself, but I'm not a makeup person. So if I have other things that I have to go through and declutter. So for me, it's like I have to go through my kitchen stuff because I do a lot of cooking and a lot of things like that. So I can accumulate a lot of that stuff. So me, that would be my cluttered place. But makeup vanity is not for me. So this is going to be for whoever has that. And I know that people have it because I know my girls have it. I've seen other women have it. I see lots of YouTube videos where they have drawers and drawers of makeup, and it's one of those things that if you don't live it, it's really hard to understand it. Is that true? Like for myself, I buy my eyeliner. When my eyeliner starts to wear out, I order another one, and that first one's used up and throw it away. My lipstick, I have a lip pencil, and I use that same lip pencil. I've had it for 3 years. It works great. It doesn't dry up. It's awesome. But I don't have makeup. I just don't wear it. So, but I know that when some people accumulate, they just keep getting more and more and more. And so when you're not living in somebody's shoes, it's hard to understand. So today you're going to be doing this on your own. You're going to put out all of your makeup. You're going to get out your whole makeup. Maybe you have a makeup bag. I don't know how that looks in your home. Take it all out. You're going to go through it. You're going to look at it and say, okay, if you've got 5 mascaras, okay, can you tell which ones are older? Maybe pitch those. Makeup you're only supposed to hold on for a few years anyways, correct? So go through, see what your thing is, and then I keep it past the time they recommend because you can use your own judgment on it. But it's like food. Do you really have to, is it expired or can you still use it, right? So figure out if you can still use it or not and go through and weed it out. Maybe wipe it off sometimes when the makeup sits in drawers and it gets like powder and stuff on it. So clean it off really good. Clean out your area, take everything out, lay it on your counter. wipe out your drawers individually, like clean them all out real good. Maybe get those little drawer containers or whatever you're gonna have, a holder on your counter, I don't know, however you want your makeup to look, and put it away nice and neat. But go through it and see, is there something to get rid of? Maybe there's something you need. I don't know. I don't know how to go through that with you. So you're gonna have to go through all of that today, which is a good thing. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find something that, oh, I forgot I had that. So put that up front so that you force yourself to use it. I think of my girls use that a lot with their creams and stuff. And I'm like, if you're not gonna use it, pass it along to somebody else in the family. We can in our own household. I don't recommend sharing makeup at all. I'm just against that. But like if there's like lotions, things like that, I always say, hey, let somebody else use it or whatever, and just pass it just in your family mode, maybe of a friend or something. But you can do that with your stuff, or toss it. See what you need to do. But kind of that's your focus day, is to clean up your beauty area, going through and making it nice and neat. And remember, clutter doesn't just take up space. It takes up mental energy as well. So decluttering creates peace and helps us to be better stewards of what we have. Same is true with our home, right? When we have a lot of cluttered stuff, we accumulate a lot of things in a large family. And I know when there's so much of it, it's like, it can get overwhelming. So every so often you got to go through it and kind of weed it out, and it just makes you so much better. I know for myself, same thing. I'm like, I cannot wait. I keep going through like my closet here. I can't wait to go in my closet and go through a few things. And so I'm doing it with my video here and trying to come along with you guys and do it at the same time. And then, so it's good to go through that, kind of weed things out. It's beautiful. Okay, the other area you're gonna focus on today is your medicine cabinet. So everybody's look different. I don't know how you keep your medicine in your home. We keep ours in our little glass mirrors here. Did we in our old house? Nope, we didn't even have glass mirrors. We kept them in a little black plastic container in the pantry, in the closet, and everything was in there. So everybody's is gonna be different of what you keep in yours, just based on what you want in your home. If you watched Thursday's video, watch it this week. We're gonna be talking about bathrooms. I'm doing the Homemakers, Dear Future Homemakers of America. We go through in the bathroom and I'm giving free things on that day. There's tons of free printables and things that you can use and download, but they will be like a very basic first aid kit, things like that, because you can buy those at the store. I always found that they always have extra stuff in there that you will never, ever, very rarely will you use. It's one of those things you keep buying it. It's like, okay, what do you actually use in there? What is the main things to keep and have on hand? So go watch that on Thursday, and I have the free printables for that. But go through it. Every home is different. You're going to use different medicines in your home that, you know, pertain to your household. We are going to use different ones in our household pertaining to our household, whatever works for your home. So you're going to go through and clean out the medicine. Throw away expired stuff. Make a note if you have to replenish anything. Make sure you've got things on hand for emergencies. And again, watch Thursdays, and we go through, and I even give you a printable for like simple first aid to kind of, you should know to take care of in your home, so you don't have to run to the hospital for every little bump and bruise in your household, but just little things to kind of, when you're starting out, things to have. So let's go through that medicine cabinet. I know there's a lot. Band-Aids do get old after time, and they fall apart and don't stick anymore. So even go through those and see what you need in your home. And so I always recommend also for Band-Aids, don't get the cheap ones. I've found that the cheap ones always fall off. So you might as well pay for the nicer. You can get the no name ones, but make sure you get the nice ones that kind of hold on better. Because if you buy just cheapy ones, unless you've got little kids that love Band-Aids for no reason, if they do, buy the cheapy ones, because you pull out a Band-Aid for every boo-boo, right? And so get the cheap ones so you're not spending a lot of money on them. But for like cuts that you have to be able to have your hands in water, all those things, I always like those fabric ones because they just stay on better. So whatever it looks like in your home, go through. You're gonna go through your medicine cabinet and all of your beauty stuff today, okay? And it's gonna look great. We still got one more week for bathrooms, so don't stress. I was stressing. We've got next week, we're going through the fabric part of it and cleaning that. So bathrooms, you should have all of your, after today, all your cabinets are done, right? Your vanity might not be in a bathroom, might be in your bedroom. I don't know where that's at. It might be in your purse, in your little makeup bag, however that looks. But that will be done after today. And guess what? We've gone through kitchen. We've gone through the living room area. So we've got our kitchen, our living room. We're gonna be going through all of the bathroom area. We're getting through the house. Isn't this a good feeling? It's a great feeling. Just keep at it. Okay, down on the floor here, this is a different spot. But let's talk sugar. We're talking about healthy routines now for our life, right? Like again, we are not looking to run a marathon just yet. You might, but we're gonna have to train and do a small changes to get to where we need to be, right? So for myself, It's been walking. Been walking more and more and more and feeling better. Will I get to strength training? Maybe eventually I might. And same thing with our food and our diet and what we do. Do we need to change completely and do all these diet crazes and all these new things? No, you don't have to. You can if you want. But I found people go to it and then they always come back to something different, right? So we want to make those small changes over time. So today we're going to talk about something we have a lot in abundance here in America is sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Sugar is added to everything we eat, drink, and breathe, correct? It is. So how can we cut back on the sugar that we drink each day? Now, if you start watching YouTube videos, you'll see that you think everybody cuts back on sugar and everybody cuts out and they do all the natural organic things and they never eat anything with sugar. But we know that that is not true. That is a small fraction of what they put out there. I know, because you just have to walk around and look at a mall and look at people and see what people eat at the restaurants. Nobody's drinking water with lemon. They're drinking their sodas. They're going to get their sugary coffees. They are getting all those energy drinks. They are getting everything full of sugar. There is. It's a known fact, but it's just easier to hone in and pinpoint what people do. So this is just something that I know myself I try to do, but is it perfect? No, not at all. Do we drink slushies full of coffee and cream and sugar syrup? Yes, we do. We replace the sugar with maple syrup, so it's a little bit better, healthier, but it still has sugar. So what you want to do is try to reduce the amount that you have and the amount that you take into your body. So how can we cut back on sugar? Sugar hides in everything. Pretty much everything you pick up and look at, more than likely the first ingredient is sugar or corn syrup or something that's based on a sugar beginning. So that's how food is. So you can just check your labels on things that you buy and try to see if there's something that you can alternate. So one thing to do is like for water, right? Like water is good, but not all water is delicious. We are so used to drinking soda and everything else, which is full of sugar. I love seeing those back in the day. You can probably find them online. They have the pictures and they have like, I don't know, like a brownie. They'll have a cup of soda and different things, and they'll put how many sugar cubes are in that, and you're like, wow. I remember going to the dentist. We saw they had a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, and then they had a whole container full of sugar, however much it was, to show how much sugar is in that. And it's like, wow, that's an eye-opener when you look at it that way. You just think, drink, no big deal, but most things we drink has sugar in it as well. So how can you do it? Okay, so soda. If you drink soda, no judgment if you drink soda, but if you drink soda, try to switch for sparkling drinks if you like that. I know myself, I do not. I would have a really hard, if I really liked soda and just drank like Coke all the time or, that kind of, it would be hard to switch over because I'm not, but little by little, there's a lot of alternatives out there with like the flavoring. I think of the flavor waters where it's the tonic water with the it's not even sugar in it, but it's the Walmart versions where it's flavored and it's a little bit better. They have those, but sometimes it's a slow process getting over there. But slow is a good way to do. I know even having our little soda machine was good before because you can control the amount of syrup you put in there. Some kind of steps are better than no steps. And maybe it's going to be something you put in your water. So I know we would do a lot of these in drinking vitamin C, and there's nothing wrong with having vitamin C, but you know what's in here? Sugar. So if you're drinking this all the time thinking you're having good, which it's good to get the vitamin C, but you're still putting sugar in your waters. So they do have alternatives. They have, I'm grabbing the other one out here. They have like these little drinks. These are naturally flavored fruit drinks with no sugar in them. Just add happy in the back of it. I'm looking at it. No artificial sweeteners. So you're getting that in there. That's just one. You know what another thing you can do is just get tea. Flavored tea. I found, okay, so if you don't like, I don't like tea at all, not at all, but I will do fruit flavored tea and put a tea bag in my water. Then it doesn't taste so bad. So watermelon is amazing. I remember back in the mountains there was a watermelon tea and it was so good. I put in my water. It made it almost like have the honey mixing, a little bit of the watermelon flavor. This one is watermelon and mint. I wasn't sure if I liked the mint, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. So I would opt for like fruity ones. That helps make the water taste. If you get like chocolate or caramel or something, I feel like that makes it, cold water is really weird. So having an infusion like this is a good thing. I know you can just put pieces of fruit in it as well, but the tea bag a little bit less because then you don't have the sugar from the fruit in there as well. But if you're going to eat a candy bar because you want that sugar, guess what? Instead of having a candy bar, have some fruit which has the natural sugar in it. But there's always alternatives to what you're having. So you just have to look at, okay, instead of having this, let me have this. What's my better option for it? Just to cut back on the amount that we have. And when you're baking, sometimes you can cut down on the amount of sugar in a recipe. I know when I make cookies, I make muffins, and I think the recipe is 2.5 cups of sugar. I know I've cut back because I had to like 1.5 cups. And you kind of notice the sugar taste, but if you do 2, you don't really notice it at all. So think of in your recipes, cutting back on the amount of sugar you put into your recipes. That will help too. And if you don't mind, just use honey, dates, or applesauce as a sweetener. Sometimes it's going to be steps down and little steps to get to that less sugar if you're choosing to cut back in your family. And remember, it's all about small goals. Set small things. Like this over sugar consumption in America, it seems like, how would you even combat it with everything? So start small. Take with your cup right here. Just take your cup today, instead of putting some kind of sugary drink in it, put the tea bag in there and have that for your water. And if that's hard, just have 1 sugary today, and then the rest be just water, or just like a flavored water where there is no sugar in it. Small steps to get to where we need to be. And why do we need to do this? Why? Because it's good for us, right? Do we have to be perfect? Absolutely not. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. These are just steps that we can take to be aware of. And I found some fun facts. If you want to know fun facts on sugar, the average person eats 17 teaspoons of sugar a day. 17 teaspoons. They'd be over there scooping that sugar out, and that is more than 3 times the recommended amount. That's pretty widespread here in America. And sugar's in places that you don't expect, like in granola, in dressing, salad dressings, in ketchup, in breads, and even in yogurt that you think you're feeding to your kids is good. It's really full of sugar. And why is it bad? Because it causes energy crashes, right? You eat it, you get this high from it, and then it brings you down, and it makes you want to have more and more. And sugar will weaken your immune system up to 5 hours after. And it's also an inflammation, so it brings on inflammation inside. And to cut back on it, I know myself, I have been more conscious to do that, and I notice less inflammation in my body. I can notice it in my skin. I notice it how I feel in my sinuses. So cutting back is a good thing. And you don't have to quit completely. We don't have to give this whole thing up. Just small steps to acknowledge what we're eating and putting into our bodies. So I'm going to give you some fun stuff linked below. The history of sugar. Where did sugar come from? How did it get here in America? Linked below, and also a little chart that shows how much sugar is in things that we eat. And remember, small steps. We're not looking to change everything. You'll still see me make food with sugar. I will still make Kool-Aid slushies for my kids, but cutting back and thinking what is a better alternative versus what they're having. So that's what you got to do, and make choices for you and your home. That's it. That's what we got to be responsible for. So today, for our emotional wellness, we are going to talk about hosting a fellowship gathering. Have you ever done that before? It's one of those things, if you're an introvert person, it's a little more scary to step out and do it. But if you're an extrovert, you might have been doing this before. So I'm going to give you some tips to help you have a very simple, a little bit stress-free time. So let's talk about something even sweeter than sugar. And it's the fellowship of believers. You were never meant to do life alone. God did not mean for you to be alone on this earth. Not at all. That's why he made a woman for the man. And then he created family. And then he created tribes. Everybody be together, because they weren't meant to do life alone. So having a body of believers and fellowship with others is a vital, important thing for good mental clarity. And it really does help in your days. But I know in today's world, it's like we are forced to be so disconnected with others. And so life can feel isolating. It can feel very isolating at times. And I'm reminded in Matthew 8:20, it reminds us, it says, where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I will be. And that's a beautiful reminder of a good friendship and having a good time together. So let's be intentional about having fellowship with other people. How can we do it? It doesn't have to be big, not at all. You can start very small. So keep it simple. Maybe in your days, I don't know what your days look like. You might have a ton of kids, and this seems impossible. And I get you. And you know what I would do? I'd recommend, hey, moms, if you maybe just invite 1 or 2. Sometimes when you get a bunch, it's harder to have that one-on-one fellowship. Nothing wrong with having a bunch of people, but if you want to have intentional fellowship, just invite 1 or 2 moms, maybe 3 moms, then you have a little bit where everybody can kind of be together. And just, if you have a whole bunch of kids, maybe invite them over and the kids can all play. Maybe you can play outside and have popsicles for the kids, and you as the moms can fellowship together outside. It doesn't have to be anything formal. It can just be something simple like that. Maybe you don't have a place in your yard. Maybe it's better to meet at a park for that. I don't know what that looks like. Or maybe you can have them in your home and you don't have kids. Your kids go to school and you have the time, or you're older and you have the time. Invite some ladies over for coffee or tea in the afternoon. Keep it very simple, basic. There's nothing wrong with store-bought food at all. Food and fellowship always go together very well. It kind of breaks the ice on things. So having something is a nice thing, but very simple. You can even do a quick meal. Maybe it's something simple, brunch, lunch. I don't know how that looks. I love to have fellowship with my friends. We'd invite them over and I'm like, okay, we're gonna all come over. We would make haystacks and everybody would bring a different part needed for the haystack and we just would have fellowship together and the moms got to talk and encourage one another. We didn't get to have a formal Bible study or any of that, but we just got to encourage one another. So again, it depends on your situation. If you can have a small Bible study, there is tons of free stuff online. You can type in simple moms or women's Bible study and it can be just afternoon Bible study. There is a lot of things that you can print out. Maybe you can pass it along to them beforehand that you can come together and talk about and discuss. I don't know, whatever that looks like in your home, but maybe it's not going to be a Bible study. Maybe it's going to be a prayer time. We can invite people over just for prayer if you're comfortable with that. Maybe you're not there yet with that and that's okay. So maybe it's going to be just encouragement. Just come together with other moms or other ladies and just encourage them in their days and what they're going through. You don't have to get into a session about how miserable life is. There's nothing wrong with sharing problems and struggles in life, but let it be an encouragement. Let it be a time when they leave, they feel refreshed. They feel like they can take on their days much better because of the fellowship that was brought up between you two. And make wherever you're going to be at a cozy space if you can. Light a candle so it smells good. Now your house doesn't have to be perfectly cleaned up, but light a candle. Put on some soft music in the background. Create a nice atmosphere where it's a cozy, comfortable time. Sometimes if you're feeling all stressed out because everything's got to be perfect, they can feel that tension. That's never a good thing. Make it comfortable, enjoyable. That's the kind of ambience you want to have. And when you're finished, do a prayer together. Simple prayer, simple prayer. It doesn't have to be wordy. It doesn't have to be anything. Before they leave, step out in boldness. Have that courageousness and just step out and say, you know what, let's pray before you guys go. Maybe pray about the things that were maybe brought up. Have it be very simple. Pray that the Lord goes with them and strengthens them for the week and encourages them. Make it simple and then they go about their day. Something very simple, but just a way to bring that fellowship together, ending and on a good note when they leave. And after your friends leave or after you have a good fellowship with somebody, send a text message and let them know, thank you for coming today. I had a great time. It was very encouraging, the time that we had. Send that right away so they are reminded that, you know what, they're very much appreciated that you came over today, and thank them for the time. Now, let's say you can't hold a gathering because you don't know anybody. True, that's fair. That's fair to do. Or you have so many little kids, you just can't. I get it. So like I said, go to the park, invite some moms to do that, or join a Bible study. Find a church. Your church does not have to be perfect, but there is always some kind of ladies' fellowship, always some kind of gathering that you can be part of, that you can join in and have fellowship with other believers. And maybe you have a neighbor. Have your neighbor next door, have them come over and you can have fellowship. And you know what? Fellowship doesn't have to be a ton of people. It can be just one. I remember when we moved to North Carolina and moved to our little area, and we were kind of all by ourselves. Didn't really know anybody, but I had one friend that was homeschooled. One friend. She was just beginning homeschooled. So we started a homeschool group. Okay, so we met at our local library. Our librarian actually was so great to let us use her library. It's a very tiny library. We met there and it was just her and I. And we always hung out all the time anyways, but we met there specifically. The library told it was a homeschool gathering. It was a very small middle of nowhere town, so there wasn't a ton of people. And we would have every single week, I treated it like we would have a bunch of people coming. So we had a craft, we had time for the kids, and we had something that we discussed as moms. And so we did that for a long time. I could be wrong, but I feel like looking back, it was probably 5 or 6 months before another mom joined us that we met. And then we had fellowship together with her. And then our library kind of outgrew with the kids. Then we had another mom come with kids. And then it got just a little too big. So then we kind of met at my house. And we would just get together, us ladies. And it was just a great time. The kids played. We had fun. And then it was like, then we met at our park. And it just got bigger that way. And then I was able to move it to my church. And then I had more ladies. It just grew as time went on. But I was consistent with what we did. And even when we had one other person, you know what we did? The same kind of things we did when we had 10 people. We just started that ball rolling. And once it started rolling, it started gaining traction and we had more and more people. So start with something. Maybe it's just going to be afternoon tea with your neighbor every single day. That's a good thing to do. Something is better than nothing. Remember, community doesn't have to be big. It just has to be meaningful. So who can you reach out to this week? I want you to think, who is someone that you can reach out to this week and have over? All right, this week is all about order, nourishment, and connection. We are decluttering that bathroom. One more area, decluttered and done. It's got to make you feel good inside. And then when you're cutting back on sugar, notice how you feel. It takes some time. It's going to take you some time to cut it out, but you're going to notice the difference in how you feel hugely. And host that gathering and just take note of how much better you feel when you're done. So remember, our encouraging scripture for this week is where 2 or more are gathered in our name, there I will be. Where two or more are gathered, I'm with you on this together. God is going to be here in this mix. So here's my challenge. What are you going to work on this week? Are you going to do any of those? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're following along in my book and you want to look ahead, like I did not, I need to look at my own book. You can get the book to this. It's going to go for 52 weeks. We're on week 11. Is that where we're on week 11? We are on week 11 of this series. That's awesome. And so we're going to 52. There's a whole lot to do. So if you want to get the book, support my channel, you can get it. I'll have a link below, and you can also get a tote bag that just encourages you to keep moving forward. If not, just watch this video. That's a great way to support. So thank you to all of you that purchase and all of you that watch. So I will see you next week for week 12. That is 3 months that we've been doing this. So until then, stay encouraged, stay informed, and keep walking in faith. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see ya. Bye.